What is good with the YouTube? It is your boy, Sean Rock to the represent mandatory thrive, because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive, and I am back again with another video. And before we get into the video, I would like to ask you guys to head over to Amazon.com and to purchase my first published book, Give Nothing Less Than 300, Mind, Body, and Soul, from the basement, despite whatever you're facing. Great book, great read, great stories. Check it out. Support your boy. But anyways, let's get straight into the video. So this is the third video of my How to Accomplish Any Goal series. This is part 3. And what I want to talk about is two different things, pairing them up as one. Number one, this is what I call my mandatory log, right? In this log, I log everything from foods I eat, from the workouts that I do, for the specific goals that I have, pretty much journaling, diary, whatever in my life that's important to me, I log. That way, when I accomplish goals or when I don't accomplish goals, I know exactly what I didn't do and what I did do. So the third secret is to create some form of detailed logging. And the reason why this is so vital and so important is because when you go off of, I guess, your intuition or basically freestyling, when challenges come, you taper off. For instance, let's say today I do a workout that's freestyle. Okay, so I have a general idea of where I want to go with the workout. I know I want to get in a certain amount of reps, a certain amount of sets. However, certain parts of the exercise that I'm doing is more difficult than others, or maybe even less fun than other exercises, right? So what you tend to do is you tend to readjust and structure your plan around the ideas of things that are difficult. So I may go overboard on things that I'm good at, things that I'm great at, things that I'm knocking out, and then I may go very light on things that are difficult or challenging for me within the workout. Now, working out is just one example, but this is how we tend to do when we don't log things, where if you have a detailed plan that you know that you're supposed to follow, even if you go light, you'll still have a little bit more conviction around the fact that you went light, because you see you got to do this step, this step, this step, and this step. And if you take step 4 and you slack on step 4 and you slack on step 2, but you killed it on step 3 and you killed it on step 1, now your conscience is convicted and you know that you need to step it up. Or you could just see it and be like, yo, I need to go ahead and get through that difficult, sticky spot and knock it out. So first thing to help is to log. Not only that, it shows you your progress. Let's say if today you feel bad about what you did, or you had a difficult week, you can go back and look at your log and see how far along you've came, because sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves as well. So logging helps us celebrate. Logging helps us keep accountability, and logging also just helps us have a more detailed, structured, organized plan versus just pretty much freestyling. So that's one of them. This one is more, the second one is more of a heart thing. I think that that people should really think about, and that's having multiple goals around your goals. What does that mean? How do you have multiple goals around your goals? Well, for instance, if you have a superficial desire or artificial passion for what you're trying to accomplish, you'll never get that goal accomplished because you don't have enough tied into it. It's like this: if you tell a kid that there's a toy at the top of the water, and if you jump in you can grab it, they'll probably be more reluctant to jump in and grab it because it's right in the shallow part. It's easy to grab, it's easy to get. But if you tell a kid that the toy is down at the bottom of the water, the kid is not going to go and get the toy because the kid knows that it's a risk factor of going all the way down, and it's going to have to take a lot of work to get the toy. Not only that, they have to swim up. So how does that apply to this example? In life, your distractions, your challenges is like that toy on shallow water. If it's on shallow water, it's going to be easy to be snatched and to be taken apart and ripped up from out of you because it's at a shallow place. It's easy to reach. It's, you're sensitive to whatever comes your way because it's easy to reach, and you can easily take that and now it's gone. But if something's deep rooted into you, no matter how many things come your way, no matter how many people try to go under and dig it and break it down, they can't get to it because it's deeply rooted. And not only if they get to it, they have to swim up with it. So that's just an example of having goals or going after things that you're going to really want to do. For instance, I tried bodybuilding at first before I started to really focus specifically on maybe gymnastics, body weight training and stuff like that. And we know that weights in bodybuilding is a superior form of training for aesthetics and gaining mass very, very fast. But my desires and goals around that was artificial and superficial, and they were shallow. They weren't deep. They didn't have any roots. So the minute that the workout got boring, the minute I got sore, the minute that it became difficult, I quit. I quit, and didn't work out for another 6 months, or another 4 months. And then I would try it again. I would attempt again, and then I wouldn't do it again for another 6 months. And that was because my desires and my heart did not have any passion or any real true state wrapped up into it. So you have to submit, you have to create that real true state of passion, desire, zeal, and hunger for that goal. That way, when you get tired, when you get sore, when you get bored, when you get distracted, when you get discouraged, when you get doubted, when all of these things come, you still have a little bit more to push through to still accomplish that goal. Because when I'm sore, when I was sore, quote unquote, from heavy weightlifting or weightlifting, whatever the case may be, I quit. I quit because I don't have any stake wrapped up into this. I don't really care about this, but I have multiple goals and multiple desires in this way of doing it. So it's like the difference between being a lawyer and a doctor. Sure, both of them are great, things to inspire to be. But if you just going to become a lawyer because you like, your lawyers make a lot of money, so I'm going to become a lawyer, but you have no stake or any deep-rooted desires attached to being a lawyer, you're going to be one whack, dishonorable, unhappy, lame lawyer. And you might be better off making $20K a year being a poet if you have stake into that, because you're passionately deep rooted in that. And that's what this philosophy. So you have to find, people will say, well, that's not practical, because we have to follow standard protocol to get to somewhere. So if I dislike this, well, there's ways to do things, right? So for instance, let's say you have to work a job, you know, you may have to find a job that makes sense. Yes, still you may have to work, but you have to find a job that makes sense. Or you have to stay at a certain job until you find a job that makes sense. So you have to make it applicable to certain circumstances and certain situations. But the moral of the story is that we have to have higher stakes involved. We have to find something that we love to do. We have to find something that's going to motivate us despite our ups and downs. Because those things, like, for instance, learning Spanish for me, I wanted to learn Spanish, right? I was doing it for a little while, but once distractions in life hit, unfortunately, I allowed that to subside because my passions, my zeal, my work ethic, my disciplines don't have much in stake with learning Spanish. Now, if I would have sat down and said, yo, this is why, this is why, this is why, let me look at all the great reasons why I should learn this, and let me invest some of my momentum, my time, my desires into learning Spanish, then maybe I would have had a lot more to push forward into it. But you have to find those things that make it worth your while. And that's the third part of how to accomplish any goal. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great. Don't stop. It's your boy Sean Rock Tutter. Don't forget to check out the book, Amazon.com. You can get the paperback version or the digital version. Support your boy, hip hop artist, author, inspiring adult gymnast, calisthenics athlete, all the above. Appreciate you guys. Peace.